death throes of Boothry Park, for over 50 years the home of the Tigers, have been long and dignified and are still incomplete. The site of this once great and much loved football ground remains an eyesore, a dangerous playground for vandals, hardly the fate befitting a proud stadium that helped the people of Hull look forward to a brighter future after the battering of the Second World War Blitz. Boothry Park was the brainchild of local builder Harold Needler. The dream was for a state-of-the-art 80,000 capacity stadium, but post-war shortages dictated that it opened with just one complete stand and some partially covered terracing. On the 31st of August 1946, 25,586 fans descended on Hull's new arena of football to watch Hull City versus Lincoln City. The fact that the match ended in a drab 0-0 draw mattered little. It was symbolic of a brighter future. Better times were coming, and it didn't take long. Arriving in 1948 in his first full season as player manager, Raish Carter led the Tigers out of Division 3 North and into Division 2. In front of crowds averaging well over 30,000, Hull City were a force to be reckoned with. Finishing 7th in Division 2, it meant the Tigers could attract top players like Alf Ackerman, Neil Franklin and Don Reevy. Progress to the top flight of English football seemed inevitable, but it was never to be. Early in the 1951-52 season, Raish Carter resigned, and the Tigers lost their manager, their captain and their driving force. When Boothry Park celebrated its 50th birthday, it was telling that the most endearing memories were from the Carter era.
Oh, playing Manchester United when Raish Carter was here.
What was the result?
City lost 1-0.
There were over 55,000 at Boothry Park when Hull City, the Tigers, were at home to Manchester United in their 6th round FA Cup encounter. The visitors kicked off, Manchester wearing white shorts, Hull dark shorts. It was a stern battle, with Hull determined to knock out the cup holders, and certainly they made a gallant attempt to achieve this ambition. Raish Carter, number 11, in action. No doubt about it, he has led his team both on the field and off with great skill and inspiration. It was near the end of the match that Manchester did the trick, not till after 75 minutes play when Pearson beat Bly to score the only goal of the game. Even then, Hull rightly thought they still had a chance, and Manchester only just kept them out. Yes, it certainly was a tough battle. Oh, I say. But it was Manchester who survived to fight again.
Another time I went to London when they played Tottenham, Good Friday morning, there was about nearly 80,000 there. That was a 0-0 the draw when Raish Carter played. And they come back on the Monday and they beat Spurs 1-0 here, and there was the only team to take 3 points off them that season, and Spurs went up. The following season, Spurs won the First Division Championship.
It's true that there had been other years of hope. Waggy and Chillo brightened up the 60s. Don Robertson came close in the 80s with first Colin Appleton and then, of course, Brian Horton. But City never achieved their ambition of top-flight football. In fact, the 50th anniversary marked a low point in fortunes for both the stadium and the team. Development plans were never financed, maintenance work was minimal, and good players were sold to pay off debts. Hull City began attracting attention not for the quality of its football, but for the value of its ground. It was the wrong type of attention. City's downward spiral ended in administration. A near-death experience ended by the intervention of Adam Pearson. He came to Hull City from arch-rivals Leeds United, but he brought with him a clear vision of Hull's future, and he had the expertise to deliver. Boothby Park, it was the end. Retirement with its ambition unfulfilled. This had been a fine stadium, failed to find the success it and the fans had craved. Boothby Park was born into an era of hope, but it was hope that was never realised. It never did house top-flight English League football, and it never would. It was the end. The Kingston Communications Stadium kicked off with a win in a friendly match against Sunderland and followed it with a league win against Hartlepool United. In its first full season, 2003-2004, the KC helped the Tigers celebrate promotion for the first time in 19 years. The following season, they did it again. A good run of results late in the 2007-2008 campaign saw City in the promotion playoffs and through to the final at Wembley Stadium. City fans had sung about this for decades. Ticket fever hit the KC. At times, the KC looked like a campsite. 36,000 tickets went in hours. A further 1,500 were allocated, and they were snapped up too.
Been here since 7:30 this morning, queuing for these tickets. It's a pleasure to be in this queue with, well, all of us are here, all of us round here. Take a look around. We've all been here, dedicated.
Supporters.
Been watching City for at least
18 years.
Yeah,
At least
well,
18 years.
yeah, at least 18 years, all my life.
Proud
We're City
supporters!
through and through. We are
Proud supporters!
We're pleasured to get a place in this queue, to get a ticket, and we're getting a ticket in the morning, and we can't wait.
We've been here since 9 o'clock.
We're cold.
We're all
freezing,
cold,
but
but it's
it don't
well
matter.
worth it. Absolutely worth it.
Oh, brilliant, mate. Do you know what I mean? Just, well, it's everything, innit? You know, following through the lower divisions, coming to the Championship. Not so good at the beginning of the season. Do you know what I mean? Then picked it up. I was hoping for automatic promotion, of course, like we all want to be. So a day out at Wembley, bonus, innit? You know what I mean? Great day, mate.
Win or lose, Hull City versus Bristol City at Wembley Stadium would be the biggest match in Hull City's 104-year history. Win and City will be playing top-flight football for the very first time. Manager Phil Brown was determined to keep a lid on the excitement that swept through the squad. The only change to the routine was the number of cameras recording it. For once, Hull City were in the news for the right reasons.
90 minutes away from the Premier League, or 90 minutes away from coming back into the Championship. It's a massive prize, and you know, one we're looking forward to. You know, we've worked hard to get to this place. You know, 48 games now in the league, and 2 memorable playoff semi-finals. One at Vicarage Road where we set the standard for the second game, to be fair, and then all of a sudden this game raised 1 or 2 eyebrows, the fact that Watford went 1-0 up. But we finished the game very, very strongly, and consequently we deserve to be where we are at this moment in time. But Bristol City will be saying exactly the same thing. I think it's one of them days where you look forward to in your life, and you look forward to as a player or a coach or as a manager, and we're looking forward to getting away from this place, strangely enough. We've got a couple of days preparation down in the south, getting a camp down there, which we did prior to the Watford game, and hopefully that'll be a recipe for success.
Just another game, innit? I know it's a massive game for the club, but we're at Wembley, but you know, when everything's stripped down, it's still 90 minutes, and we've got a job to do. You know what I mean? We've worked hard all season for this chance. We've got the chance, so we've got to try and take it now.
Well, I think that it's special for everybody. I think that, you know, to play at Wembley, the new Wembley. You know, I don't think anybody's done it at the football club, and you know, it'll be a great occasion. You know, a fantastic atmosphere, and let's go and enjoy the day. You know, as a Hull City supporter and a Hull City player on the day, you know, it sort of adds that little bit of special, you know, interest. But you know, I'll be very proud to walk out there with my wife and my 2 boys there watching me, and you know, they're 14 and 9-year-old now, so you know, they're excited as well. So, but it'll be a great occasion, and let's go and enjoy the day.
I think that's what we've said this week, to try and keep it as normal as we can. You know, not to make it a circus, not doing anything different. No suits, no different things. We're trying to do exactly the same build-up as we did for Watford, which was tremendous build-up to it and ideal preparation. That's what we're trying to do again.
We're not going to do any extra training. We're doing exactly the same type of training that we've been doing for the last 10 months, and If you had the cameras here this morning, you would have been watching the training. There are 26 men on the training ground, all fighting for 16 places. There's going to be one or two disappointments, but we've all been in this boat all season together, and I think it's the collective efforts of all the players that really I would like to take my hat off for. I think it's been absolutely fabulous, the way they've applied themselves all season, and I need it one more game.
We've seen the team coach pull up outside many football stadiums, but the next one would be different. The next one counted for much, much more than 3 points. It was a date with destiny. But as far as City's coach driver was concerned, it was just another trip.
I'm Brian, I'm the Hull City coach driver. This is the coach that we travel on to all the away matches. As you can see, there are drop-down screens, tables at every chair. So each player has a table. Obviously there's 3 large fridges, and then we have microwave for cooking meals. We have hot air oven for obviously doing the hot meals, and then in the middle here we have the servery where the hot drinks are prepared. All the hot drinks, all the cold drinks are obviously in the fridges. Sky TV on this particular motor as well, so coming back from matches you can watch all the live games that are on after we've played.
City's journey to Wembley started on Thursday the 22nd of May. For kitman Barry Lowe this meant more work than usual. More kit, more food, more drinks. After loading up at the KC, next stop was Brantingham Park. It wasn't exactly a media circus, but the local and national press were given one last chance to record events prior to the journey south. The team seemed to be in good spirits, the bags were packed, and then they were gone. There were a few more team members to be collected on the way. We found the coach at a service station on the A1, and so did City fan Steve Buckley, who admitted to his own superstitions.
I haven't slept properly since we beat Watford 4-1. Just unbelievable. I'm on edge, I'm doing everything. I put 36 litres of petrol in the car rather. I live at number 36, so everything is,
it's 36, you know. So we're going to win 36 now?
2-1.
We don't know where Steve was staying prior to the game, but we're pretty certain it wasn't Champneys Health Spa.
Ready? Are they fit enough?
Yeah, lads are looking good, to be fair. Quite calm, so things are looking good. We've got a good training week, nice and steady. So no, lads looking sharp.
Any special treatments for anybody?
I think we're going to have a couple of massages today, so a little bit of feet and head and everything. So yeah, nice and steady.
I mean, I used to do this, come to this place actually when I played for Luton Town, and we used to come exactly the same and just have the treatments, massages, swim, whatever, and relax. And then when it starts again tomorrow, we're focused. I mean, tomorrow's, you know, a really good day that we're going off to Wembley in the morning to have a look round, and then we're training at Arsenal training ground in the afternoon. So tremendous preparation.
Yeah, this is the lead up, isn't it? It's the foreplay to the main event, and fantastic, great stadium. A sort of inflated version of the KC with red seats, but no, great place to be.
Presumably it'll look a whole lot better when it's full tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the real thing to get your head around, is looking out over my shoulder now and thinking of that being full of black and amber shirts, or the east end of it anyway, is just incredible. So it's hard to comprehend. I think it's one of those things that we're just going to have to walk out there tomorrow, and I'm sure it's going to be an amazing spectacle.
Obviously the build-up during the week, or since the second leg, has been phenomenal. Has it kind of start to sink in now that you stood here? And
yeah, I mean, like you will know, we've been so busy at the office with all the ticketing and logistics and organising trains and coaches and everything else that haven't had a lot of time to actually look forward to the game yet. But this is the reality moment, I think, when the team arrive in a minute, have their walk around. That'll be the moment we start to actually think about 3 o'clock tomorrow afternoon. So exciting times.
And you're normally a relaxed character. You still relaxed?
Yeah, I am. I'm really looking forward to it. I mean, to me, it's a question of, you know, it's a huge game, of course it is, but it's a game of football, and I just love watching us play football. So I'm dying for that whistle to go and to see the lads out on a stage like this, plying their trade. And obviously there'll be a lot of people watching. The television coverage of this game goes around the world. It's a fantastic advert for the team and for the city, and I've every confidence the lads will prevail.
Since it's nearly 12 months ago that you came in, and probably 12 months on, you would never have imagined that you'd be stood here looking forward to a
No, it's
final.
incredible, isn't it? I think we're about 3 weeks shy of 12 months since the original press launch, and you're absolutely right. I think once we all go on our holidays at the end of the season, when that finally comes, we'll have a chance to reflect on what all that means. At the moment, it's only when people like you ask me that question that I sort of suddenly get pricked into the reality of that. But I think everything else you just handle on a match-by-match basis. We haven't had the luxury of time to reflect on it yet, but it's been a fantastic team effort, and I don't regard it as being anything other than that. And also I'm very mindful of the fact that it's a continuation of the heritage of the football club over 100 years. I think everybody who comes in here tomorrow, whilst we're going to be very mindful of the fact that this is our year of the Tiger, it's in the name of all of those Hull City fans over the generations who didn't make it to see us play at Wembley. And I think that's an important thing as well, that we just remember it's not just for us, but it's in the name of the city and the whole heritage of the football club.
For most of City's squad, it was the first look at the new Wembley Stadium. Quiet, but for a few press and TV people, but nonetheless daunting. It's probably about now that the scale of the task facing them began to sink in. A full house at the KC Stadium can generate a wall of sound to intimidate any visitor, but the scale of Wembley is something else. The changing rooms are something else too. To describe them as luxurious doesn't do them justice. While the players took the time to acclimatise to the surroundings, the backroom staff got on with more mundane tasks. 30 minutes after they arrived at Wembley, City were gone. The final training session was at Arsenal's tightly guarded North London training ground. It was a facility City shared with the England squad preparing for their friendly against the United States. No TV crews allowed, but our undercover cameraman didn't let us down.
Sam! Sorry, man.
After spending the final pre-Wembley night at the Grove Hotel, there was an early start for kitman Barry Lowe.
Well, it's been pretty hectic this past couple of days, but we're finally going to the end of the road now.
And what's the mood back at base?
Oh, it's excellent. Everything's been played down to low key. Everything's going to plan as it should do. Yeah, it's really enjoying it.
Yeah, and for your own part, what's it like working in a place with proper facilities?
Well, naturally, if you see this around and you go to Colchester, which is, you do well to get a skip in there, this is bloody tremendous.
That's the clip we're going to use. Thanks, mate.
Right.
Get on with your job.
And while City prepared for the biggest game in their history, the fans started to arrive to watch it. Among the early birds was City's chairman, Paul Duffen.
It was a great night. It was a team hotel. We had dinner with the backroom team. We just kept it the same as we've been all season, so had a nice dinner. Everybody was pretty calm, and this morning I went out on the putting green with Brownie and Steve Parkin and just try and relax, and the mood's very good at the camp. And I suppose really my thought today was about what it's going to be like stepping out there and seeing 38,000 Tigers fans. The game of football I'm just so looking forward to, but we'll have to see how the day unfolds. But what a fantastic atmosphere already here.
When we get promotion, this is what we'll sing. We all love you, Brownie is a king. Did you get it?
Really looking forward to it. It's going to be brilliant. And have you been down today?
No, we came down yesterday, started to put the lights on, turn the music up, got the party started, ready for today. Invited 37,000 friends down and they've all turned up, so fantastic.
Came across Thursday, all the way from Dallas in Texas, and where else would we be on a day like this to see the Hull march off to victory and go and do really good stuff in the Premiership next season.
Thumbs up from first team coach Steve Parkin as the team bus arrived at the stadium. It remained to be seen whether City's confidence could withstand Bristol's attempt to destroy it. Let battle commence.
Unfashionable perhaps, uncharted certainly, but there will be a new destination for the Premier League sat-navs next season. Will it be a new Western outpost though, or will it be the East Riding of Yorkshire? One thing is for sure, for both clubs this is quite simply the biggest match in their history. Neither have ever been close to the Premier League before, neither ever promoted by the playoffs. Both clubs playing in front of their biggest ever crowd and with it a worldwide audience. Don, it's really a question of not so much how they play the opposition, but how they play the occasion.
Well, it's been proven, hasn't it, in the past? I mean, you only have to look at the pictures that you're seeing here to know this isn't just an ordinary game. The hype surrounding it, the prize at the end of it, you really have got to try and keep everything as normal as possible as a player. Your routine, which was interesting how different before the game, the difference of the routines. Hull City, a shorter warm-up, they went back into the dressing room. I'm sure they had the team talking there. Bristol City were out here for a long time before